Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Alivia Faris. She's Family and Consumer Sciences Agent in Scott County. You're going to talk to us about exercising outdoors safely now that the weather is getting warmer.
My number one rule with exercise, especially outside, is no pain, no strain. We don't want to injure ourselves when we're exercising because the whole point of exercise is to feel better, to live a well-balanced lifestyle. It's not to hurt ourselves. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about is think about what kind of gear or clothing that you're going to be wearing. Whether you're doing some lifting or some weight exercise or some cardio or simply walking with a friend, you need to remember that it's going to get hot, right? And we don't want to overheat. So wearing light clothing, and I don't just mean color, but lightweight clothing is going to be very, very helpful for us. So you don't want anything really heavy. A lot of these fad exercise, I know we've heard of fad diets, but there's also fad exercise, tell you to wear a lot of hot clothing, to wear a coat. If you sweat more, then you're going to burn more. And that is just simply not true. And it's actually very unsafe. You could pass out and get hurt or something even worse. So we want to wear lightweight clothing in the summertime. Something else is we want to make sure we're actually looking at the temperature outside. And for Kentucky weather, that means also looking at the humidity index. If it's really hot and humid, you might start to feel smothered while you're exercising outside, and we don't want that. Please avoid exercising outdoors if it's over 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the recommendation. Some people are used to a little bit warmer of a temperature, but the average recommendation is anything above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Try to do an indoor activity, whether that's, doing some chair yoga at home. Maybe you have a pool in your apartment complex or a friend. Swimming pools are great exercise and can be really fun. Or even doing some kind of, dance routine. There's a lot of free information online that we can do indoors. It's also really healthy for us without getting out in that really hot temperature. And then you also want to choose a cooler time of day to exercise. Exercising right in the middle of the day might not be the best. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. is usually going to be the heat, the hottest heat index of the day. And that's also going to be where we're more likely to have a lot of sun exposure. So that also puts us at risk for sunburns and things of nature. Speaking of sunburns, you really want to make sure that not only you're gearing up with lightweight clothing and with sunscreen, okay? Sunscreen needs to be a minimum of SPF 30, and you want to apply that anywhere where skin is exposed. You're going to burn there, and that's going to hurt, and it can also cause skin damage, which could lead to melanoma, skin cancer, which we want to prevent. If you have some issues with sunscreen on your face, while I recommend it, I know that everybody has different skin. Some other things you can do are a hat with a wide brim and sunglasses to protect our face region. And then something else I want to mention is make sure that you're bringing a water bottle along with you, or that you have constant access to water. In the heat, you can dehydrate very quickly. That can make your stomach upset or your head hurt at a minimum. It can lead to hospitalization at a maximum. And we don't want to ever push our body into dehydration or into having a heat stroke, because those can be very, very serious. So make sure you have water with you. I always try to hydrate before a run. I have water with me during, and then I make sure I do a cool off with stretches or walking and drink water throughout that as well. That's really good for our body in order to have that period to collect ourselves and to decompress. And then also make sure that you're eating enough. I know where it's hot outside, sometimes we don't want to eat, especially if, we're by the pool and it's been nice and warm. But unfortunately, if we don't have enough calories in our body and we try to do a lot of exercise, that can also lead to some dizziness, and we don't want you to pass out or anything like that. So eating some fresh fruits before a run or some nuts or a nice hearty lunch can be really great before doing any kind of heavy lifting or extraneous exercise outdoors.
I just recently read how important it is to make sure that you don't wait until you're thirsty to drink water. So many great points. Thanks for joining us today on the Farm and Home Show, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.